evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the world of V-Gaming Junkie News. The Dross went extinct due to an intergalactic bounty hunter, so there's nothing but pure gaming-related meatiness. It's all about the electronic good stuff as we dive deep in all that's new in the various interactive virtual worlds. Okay, starting out, I just need to get this off my chest. I think Scott Cawthon was done unbelievably dirty. Typically, I don't jump into politics with these video game news videos for good reason, but I really need to get my input on this because it makes me sick. So it came out recently that Scott has donated to, among others, including Democrat candidates Donald Trump and Mitch McConnell. Let me just throw this out there, it shouldn't matter who you vote or donate towards, it's your right as an American citizen and you certainly shouldn't be punished for it. Anyone who says otherwise is disrespecting the democratic strings that keep this country free. If we can't be free to vote and donate towards those we align more with, even if we don't agree with quite all of their policies, then I'm sorry, but this is no longer a free country. And of course, he was bullied relentlessly, mostly on Twitter, and not only him, but his pregnant wife was even threatened. Because that's how you look like you're in the right, go after an innocent pregnant woman. Sadly, Scott has announced his retirement. While he didn't say it was directly connected, it's pretty obvious it was, because he was excited to do more FNAF before this. I am disgusted with every single person who wanted to pursue, quote, consequences, unquote, against him just for exercising his rights. You are the ones acting like that certain four-letter word that I know you love calling everyone else, because this kind of crap is exactly how they took over in 1933. I'm just saying. So in other happy-go-lucky news, it seems Sweden is refusing eSports into the Sports Federation. Consequently, the Dota 2 Championship was immediately denied according to Dota 2's own site. Any attempts to contact or file an appeal with the Swedish government appear to have been denied, so now they're pursuing other places to host the tournament in Europe. I'm not really a big follower in esports or sports in general, really, but I hope they're able to get it resolved because it would be a real shame to see something bad happen to it. So, anyone else remember Marvel's Avengers? No, not the movies, the game. That one that didn't seem to get a lot of traction, yes. Well, it seems their problems got a whole lot worse as apparently a bug was causing those streaming or sharing screenshots of the game to have their IP address displayed. Yikes, that is one monster-sized oversight right there. As if they needed more reasons for people not to play their game. Mind you, the problem was fixed in a patch on the 23rd, but it makes you wonder how this bug even occurred in the first place. Hopefully now PS5 owners of the game who are primarily affected will be able to enjoy the game as best they can without their personal information being leaked everywhere. One can only hope in this day and age where that's apparently not a given anymore. So we've all heard of crunch time, but have you ever heard of a game developer being forced to not work on a game? Evidently that was the case with Friday the 13th the game, as the co-creators said they were forced to stop working on new content. Supposedly these additions would have included a slumber party clothing pack, a prom pack for the Crystal Lake map, and a full-on stealth slasher game mode where someone found Jason's mask and went on a covert killing spree. That last one, of course, sounds especially interesting, since while Games Radar compared it to Among Us, it sounds a lot like Part 5 to me. You know, before they figured it wasn't working with copycat killers and just decided to revive Jason instead. Apparently it being cancelled had to do with the Friday the 13th IP being disputed by Victor Miller. Given what Disney is currently shamelessly doing to the screenwriters of The Predator, I can understand wanting your IP rights, but it's a shame for the game. In other news, Todd Howard confirmed what a lot of people were suspecting when Microsoft purchased ZeniMax and consequently companies like Bethesda and id. As far as Starfield is concerned, at least it's now exclusive to Xbox and PC. While I'm a PC gamer primarily, and I wasn't too interested in Starfield in the first place, it's still a shame to see something like that go exclusive. As I believe I've heard other people like Rags say, we gamers shouldn't want exclusives. I understand why they exist, of course, but it's still a real shame. I'm sure there are people who primarily own PlayStations and would have liked to play Starfield on it. I feel your pain, PlayStation gamers, because I'd really love to play Bloodborne. Maybe before too long we'll both get what we want, but for now it looks like Bethesda's upcoming sci-fi is Microsoft only. You'll have to settle for the Outer Worlds if you want your sandbox sci-fi themed kick outside of that. On the subject of exclusives though, it seems one exclusive will be dissolving very soon. It seems a data listing of games for the Epic Store was leaked and one specifically references the Final Fantasy VII Remake! That's probably not too surprising since Square Enix isn't exactly known for being Sony only and even put basically all of Kingdom Hearts in the Epic Store recently, but it's still nice to see. No word yet on whether the Yuffie DLC will remain exclusive to PlayStation, but if we can at least get the base game soon, that'll still be a lot better than nothing. I'm sure many despise the Epic Store, and I honestly can't blame a lot of that, but at least it's a free program. That's a big step up from having to own a very expensive game console for the privilege. And speaking of things getting shoved into things, it seems Sonic the Hedgehog has now arrived in Minecraft. It would appear Sonic the Hedgehog turned 30 on the 23rd, and this seems to be Sega's way of celebrating DLC for Minecraft that makes it play like Sonic. This is complete with jumping, ring collecting, secret unearthing, and chaos emerald grabbing. While this is a bit far from the usual exploring and building style of Minecraft and it's not free, it's not too far out of left field given the expansive amount of mini-games and other things people have done with it. I've seen functioning computers and emulators made with redstone, which is flat out insane. Minecraft may as well be classified as a game creation tool at this point. Anyone who really loves Minecraft and Sonic, feel free to enjoy. And so it would seem Windows 11 is going to be a thing. Despite claiming Windows 10 would be the end-all be-all for Windows, it seems Microsoft has changed their mind and is making yet another version of their operating system. Thankfully, it's free for owners of 10, of course, so nothing to worry about there. It's being touted as being good for gamers with things like Auto HDR and integrating xCloud into the Xbox app. It requires at least a duo-core processor, 1 GHz or faster, 4 GB of RAM, a DX12 GPU, and 64 gigs of hard drive space, which doesn't seem overly demanding. Let's just hope Microsoft doesn't try to make it a sort of closed-off platform, though. They sort of tried that with Windows 8 and the backlash was enormous. Here's a good laugh for you. There's a No Man's Sky mod that allows you to slap Sean Murray's face onto every character. I'm guessing the characters won't start giving you promises they know they can't possibly keep, but it's still pretty amusing to see. To his credit, Sean is at least good-natured about it, jokingly saying you shouldn't get this mod. And I'll give credit where credit is due, at least No Man's Sky seems to be improving greatly since launch, and unlike Fallout 76, that doesn't come with massive caveats. If you own No Man's Sky and just want a good laugh, check this mod out. And so Nintendo isn't ready to replace the Nintendo Switch just yet. According to Nintendo of America's president Doug Bowser, they're always looking for ways for the hardware to enhance the experience. While I appreciate the attempts to be innovative in an industry with mostly closed-off PCs with artificial exclusives, experimentation can fail as often as succeed. Since the PS5 and Series X have been out for a while now, the Switch will probably become more and more hard-pressed to get third-party ports, especially from major companies. Hopefully, whatever new thing Nintendo decides to include into the Switch's successor will be genuinely helpful, not inconsequential gimmicks, and hopefully it's powerful enough for things like ports. I can't imagine Nintendo will shift away from the hybrid handheld model, given that the concept practically prints money and probably isn't going to fall from favor anytime soon. And as always, from the page of Games Radar, it's time for the latest patch of release dates fresh out of the oven. Starting things off on the 29th, we've got Curved Space for PC, Xbox, and PlayStation, as well as Destroy All Humans and Sky Children of the Light for Switch. Zombies Ate My Neighbors and Ghoul Patrol for PC, PS4, X1, and Switch round things out. On the 30th, we have A Tale of Synapse, The Chaos Theories for PC and Switch, as well as for PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. Next, on the 6th of July, we have Ender Lilies, Quietus of the Nights for PlayStation, and Watch Dogs Legion Bloodline DLC for PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. Fallout 76 Steel Rain Update releases on the 7th for PC, PS4, and X1 for the 5 people still playing it. Finally, the 9th sees Black Skylands for PC, as well as Monster Hunter Stories 2 Wings of Ruin for PC and Switch. This week's epic freebie until next Thursday is Horizon Chase Turbo, essentially an indie attempt to recreate old classics like Pole Position. The second one, however, is a real bombshell, Sonic Mania. If you want to get your blue hedgehog on with the best Sonic game in a long time, now's your chance to get it for free. Next week's freebie from the 1st of July through the 8th is the Spectrum Retreat, a puzzle game within a hotel all about uncovering a big mystery, presumably. That's usually how these things go. And as always, that rounds out this news week. I hope you enjoyed and were well enough informed. As always, I Let's Play every single day, 10 a.m. and 2 p.m, live stream Mondays and Fridays unless otherwise specified at 4:30 p.m, and I swap between game reviews and game news videos Sundays at 6 p.m. That's Eastern Standard Time, of course, but you can always subscribe and rip and tear that bell icon if you don't want to worry about keeping track of time zones. A like is always appreciated for the YouTube algorithm, but I just hope you genuinely enjoyed it, and that is it for now. Thank you so much for tuning in with me. Spread this video around like Duong, and I'll see you next time. Capitalize on life, peace out, have a good one, and I'll see you in 2 weeks with more video game news.